I wish I knew. I wish I had an answer for that, because I still feel like I'm handling this. It grew way faster than I was prepared for. I was not a business person. It was a very much like learn as you go thing, and it was like I just sold these things to get money for plane tickets, to just eat and that kind of thing. And people were like, oh, hey, when's the next drop? When's the next release? Can we get it in these colors? And I was like, what? And it just kept going and kept going. And you're like, oh, I sold this patch for like $200. And I was like, what? That's cool. So it just, I don't know. I felt like I just kind of stumbled onto something, and I wish I could say I had a plan for it. I wish I know it could give you a blueprint on how it works. Just really what it comes down to is punk is authenticity and sticking to your guns. And if you feel the tide or if you feel the current, go with it and feed it. So, yeah. Yeah, so the slaughterproject.com is the website for Slaughter. I don't have a personal website. I'm actually coming up here and speaking to all of you is as much as I've done about talking about myself that I'm about comfortable with. So I don't have anything that like, hey, this is who I am or anything like that. I try to speak through what I'm doing and have that speak for me. So.
Couple things.
Yeah.
So I work at a food bank, and that feels like the most punk thing
Yeah.
that we can do as a community.
Uh-huh.
Continuing to contribute to that space, as well as bring in formerly incarcerated people and
Yeah.
support them and love them, and try to get them out employed in the community. And I would love to work on a project with you.
Okay, yeah.
But I was curious, thinking about like the swastika and how it used to be something really beautiful that was reappropriated for something really ugly. And I know the Clash and other punk bands faced that at their shows, where skinheads would try to claim the music as their own. How do you avoid that with something like Slaughter, right? Obviously, it means something different to us. How do you prevent that from representing something
right.
darker?
So compassion, first of all, that's awesome. You're doing what you're doing. Compassion and empathy is punk as fuck. So like, keep that up.
Thank you.
Honestly. And so I look at Slaughter now with a new definition. And anytime you hear the word slaughter, it's like a punctuation, right? It is finite. It is like, you don't just use the word slaughter arbitrarily. It's like you are making a point when you use that word. And like many things with good intention can be turned into something negative. When somebody else wants to twist something, slaughter is already used in that note, so turning it on itself and turning it into something positive as a motivation that whatever your adversary in life is that you can overcome it no matter what. And through this time that I have had nothing but self-doubt, and with the house fire and with other factors, that I would be doing my own message a disservice that if I gave up. So it's helped me live by what I'm doing when I'm down. So to me, I can't control other people, and I'm not going to pretend like I want to. And if somebody's going to make something negative out of something, that's on them. That's their life, and that's their therapy that they need to figure out. And if I have an opportunity and they want to talk about that, then I'm here for it, because changing minds is awesome. But ultimately, I continue to stay in my lane and do what I'm doing and focus on that and that alone. And so far, it has carried me to now speaking in front of people at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Friday the 13th. So like, which also, fun coincidence, I graduated on Friday the 13th. I got my driver's license on Friday the 13th. I actually have a Friday the 13th tattoo. Like, so here we are. It's awesome. What's up?
So earlier you mentioned that you were getting some attention from brand sponsors.
Uh-huh.
I'm curious, how did that first start to happen in those early days?
So, like when I was doing P&W Punk, or when brands wanted to come on with Slaughter?
The second one.
The second one. Okay. So one of the neat things about when you do what you do and are confident in it, that eventually someone's going to want to do it both alongside you. And when you have a community that is cultivated enough that it can put businesses under if it doesn't like what you're doing, brands are going to take notice. People are going to take notice. That wasn't the goal. That wasn't something that I was like, oh, if we do this, then this will happen. No, it starts and stops with we do not stand for things that we do not like. And other brands are like, hey, you seem to have people who are willing to drop insane amounts of money on these things, and I don't know what it is that you're doing, but like, how can we be involved? Very similar to how you had said, like, hey, how can we work together? Just like that. I'll tell you what I'm doing, and if you like it, cool. And it's been working out pretty well since. And yeah, so
Did you guys have a social media voice at that time?
Yeah, but it's very subdued. I really tried to do as much. I tried to lead by example and talk less. So that way my actions are speaking louder than what I'm telling you. Because if we go back to how I tried to be accepted into a community and they didn't accept me, it goes against, I'm telling you something and the actions don't line up. And that's how turning that negative into a positive, again, that's not all churches. That's just that one thing. So that's something that I just wanted to stay true to, that like, I want my actions to speak louder than what I'm telling you. And yeah, that community accountability. And it just kind of, I don't know, there's something about it that just aligns and vibrates the right way, that other people are that want to vibrate the same way are like, hey, let's do something together. And I'm like, okay. Like, it has to be different. It has to speak to me creatively, because again, as an artist, I don't want to just do cookie cutter things. So if we're going to work together, let's work together. Let's do something cool, you know? It doesn't necessarily have to fit what I'm doing right now, but it can evolve and grow into something completely different. As long as it feels organic and authentic, then cool. So I don't know if was that answer. Yeah. Sometimes I just rant. In the back?
Was it one person that called you a punk, or was it like multiple people?
It-
And then what has been maybe the most punk thing that has happened that you've witnessed lately?
So it was one person. It was one instance. You know, I have.
Name names.
Well, I mean, nobody here would know who they are. Yeah, right? Yeah. You know what's funny is that I actually reached out to him before, like, just as Slaughter was starting to take off, I reached out to that person. And I just said, hey, I want to thank you. Thank you for doing what you did, because this is what happened because of it. And what's a punk rock thing that has happened to me lately, or just in general? That I've witnessed. I mean, it goes back to what we were talking about in what punk is politically and what the ethos is. And I don't want to alienate anybody or what their beliefs are politically, but like just how people have been saying no to the recent arrests, right? To me, that is so fucking punk rock. Anytime that you can stand up to authority, like, okay, so like for instance, like the George Floyd protest that we had in Capitol Hill that turned into Chaz and Chad. I was in there. I was getting tear gassed. I was getting rubber bulleted. You know what I mean? Like that, to me, I've been there. I've done that. And to see it continue with people who are younger and continue that passion that people do not, they're standing up and saying no, to me that's punk as fuck. So, yeah.
When you like make a decision to move forward with something, do you have a group of people that you kind of like run stuff up against? And if so, how did you find them?
So yes and no. It's just me. I use we, the proverbial we, because my community has helped build this, and because I use them as my springboard. They are my. If that reflection does not sit, then I'm doing something incorrect. Now, when it comes to like who I bounce things off of, those are the people who I look up to and admire. Other artists, other people who are doing things in their community or how they want to do it. And I'm like, oh, I really like how they will tease things. You know, if they put out a video of a product that they're releasing, but they've been sneaking it in videos for months, and you just haven't noticed it. I'm like, I like that. It's subtle. You're not just, hey, everything, hey, check this out, buy now. It's gonna go, like it's not like that. I love that that subtle burn, like that slow fire kind of thing. So if I look at those who I look up to, and if their advice rings true to what I'm wanting to do, then I feel like I'm in a good pocket. I feel like I'm in a good path. Obviously, I still get nervous when I do these because, you can't ride away forever. So when I release these, I never assume that they are going to sell out. I never assume that they are going to be, I've got a bunch of these coming out. I know I've got a paycheck. No, yeah, it's got a good cult following, but that could end. So I just try to make sure that every one of them is just good.
I've heard of a lot of creators being knocked off recently,
Mm-hmm.
Like Crate and Barrel, Anthropology. Have you noticed or heard that your designs have been?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually came out with a t-shirt design in response to that because I call my children, my copy and pastes, I call it the aggressive adjective movement because slaughter had an origin, it had a why. And a lot of people will just take an adjective and put a drippy font on it and call it a day, Malevolent, violent, violence, kill house, you know what I mean? It becomes, and they use the same 6x2 format, literally the same thing as this. This was not a patch format that was common before I started doing it, and now it is the standard. So, do I feel a way about it? Yeah, but at the same time, that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for what I was doing. So, really, it's my fault. So I have nothing to complain about.
Last question.
So even, and it follows up on that, specifically slaughter though, how are you, this is a super fun question.
Mm-hmm.
How do you protect your trademark and IP in that? Like the slaughter, why can't I go and make a graphic and a lifestyle brand called Slaughter?
I mean, yeah, why can't you?
Right, so do you have any trademarking or?
Because I still don't really know what I'm doing when I'm doing it. I just kind of, I don't. And it could be taken at any moment. And I,
So has anyone tried to do that?
No.
Okay, sweet.
no.
So they're all different names and stuff?
Yeah, they're all different. It's something that, like when you're running by the seat of your pants and you're doing what you can to make this thing continue moving, sometimes you lose track of what you need to be doing. And if anybody knows how to do trademark and copywriting, hit me up and let me know because I could definitely use some help. But yeah, so I don't know. It's just trust, and that's hard to do sometimes. But that's eventually I've thought about it. I was like, well, what if somebody steals it? And I'm like, well, then they'll be known that they stole Slaughter. Sure. And that's kind of that's a gross way to make your come up.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Banksy, like people trying to steal his stuff and his style all the time, and the community knows.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they come down on that.
When your community raises $15,000 for you and your wife,
Yeah.
they know.
Yeah.
They know. Anytime somebody sells a counterfeit on eBay, I get a notification about it. They let me know. I'm not scouring eBay. They are. That's wild to me. But that's how I know. Their ears to the ground, so therefore so is mine. And right now, that's invaluable. So, but yeah, thank you guys for your questions. Thank you guys for having me.